Hey, what's up, YouTubers? For those of you who are new, I go by the name of Jason. I'm a self-taught developer, and today I wanted to engage those of you who might be learning Spring Boot. So, I've built a small or a demo project here in the form of a banking app to also expand my knowledge on the framework itself. And so, I just this is an intro to the project itself, and so I just wanted to do a demonstration of what exactly we will be building in the upcoming tutorials and so forth. So, like I said, it's just a demo banking app, online banking app, and this what you see currently is the landing page of the project or of the application. And we have two buttons here to either go to the registration page or the login page. So, to show you, we're going to start off with the registration process. Right, so this will be the registration form. And before I continue, I just wanted to point out that the email account that I will be using is an email account I built or I made or I created with an application called Hmail Server. Now, recently I uploaded videos in terms of how to actually install HMail server and how to get it to work with within an application. If you want to see how to install this, just check out. I think I named the project HMail server and Laravel. So I do have a video in that particular project where I show how to install and create domains along with email accounts. So this is a domain that I created, just named it some company name and so forth. And then I created two email accounts, or actually three email accounts in here. So to register, I'm going to be using one of these two to register into the application. And I've already set up those email accounts. Well, actually, I already set up one, which is, oh, by the way, I'm using Thunderbird as my email application. So this is the email account that I'm going to be registering with because there's a process where after registering, you're going to get an email. And then from there on, from the email account, you're going to get a notification to verify the account and so forth. So I just wanted to point that out first before I started off by registering. So let me just show you how the registration process works. So in here, you just type in your name. I'm just going to say Davis. And then I think I named the guy Davis. No. It's Sam, and then the surname is Davis. Uh, oh yeah, there's the autocomplete over there. All right, so this is my email address, sam.davis@somecompany.com, and then here I'm gonna pass in uh, my password. Now before okay, actually let's just proceed with the registration. So after everything is inserted within the fields, we can then click to project to process the registration. And then what this is going to do in the background, it's going to be validating and inserting the information within the database. And then it's also going to send an email. That is why it's currently taking so long to process. So let's just give it a sec there, and then we should get a success message at the top here. Okay, so the registration succeeded. And so now if you come in here within Thunderbird, if you check there, we got a notification saying verify account. And if you click there, this is the email notification that we got. And then therefore, here's just a welcome message to say welcome and thank you for choosing Easyway Bank and so forth. And then from here, we then click the button to verify the account. And then after that is done, it's gonna verify the account using a token and a code. And then once everything is verified, it's then gonna tell you that the account was verified successfully and so forth. And then now we can proceed to log in. So the email address is sam.davis at some company, and then I'm gonna click there to insert the password. Okay, so at first log on, obviously this particular user is not going to have any accounts registered under their name. So this will be the first thing that you see once you log in, if it's the first time you're logging in. So now I'm going to click this button to proceed towards creating the account that we need. So in terms of the bank accounts, this is the form where you will be creating those accounts. And then we only have about three options, which is a savings, check, and business. I just kept it simple. We could do more, but I think these should suffice for the project. So here is where you name the account. So let's just call this, let's just choose one of these names. These are the names that I used before when I was testing. So let's just say you want to add a business account and it's for your company and so forth. So let's just say your company name is Olive Distributors or whatever. And then the account type, you can then select from these three. Since this is a business account, you can just click there and say business, and then you create the account. All right. So once the account is created, you're going to get redirected back to the dashboard. As you can see there, we got a success message saying account added successfully. And then down here, you have two options to transact or to add another account. Right, so currently we only have one account, and then if you click, this is a drop down, what you call it, menu. So if you click here, it's going to show you the account name, the account number, the business or the account type, and then currently what you have as your balance. So since this is a new account, obviously it's not going to have an amount, and then as you can see here at the top, it shows whether or not you have any amount in any one of your accounts and so forth. So okay, so this is the part. So this button over here only what you call it prompts this particular side menu to create a new account. So if you wanted to add another one, you can do so. So but in any case, since we have one account registered within our application, we can then click transact, and then when you click this button, it's then gonna display this side menu on the left. All right, so here is a drop down um, menu list. So here what you can do is you have options to pay, transfer, deposit and withdraw. Now obviously when it comes to deposits and withdraw, usually it's something that you could do or you would do within an ATM, at an ATM and so forth. But I wanted to add this within the online banking app because there's I'll explain later, but I have a plan for these two options over here. That's why I added them. But in any case, once you select one of these options, for example, since we don't have any money within our account, we're gonna do a deposit. And then once you click whatever option, for example, payment will show a payment form, transfer will show a transfer form, and then deposit or withdrawal will show a withdrawal form. So let's just deposit some amount. Okay, so let's just put in there 1,500, and then obviously here on the drop down, it's only going to list the accounts that are registered to your user account within this application. And so therefore, the only account we have is Olive Distributor. So we're going to click there, and then from there on, we're going to say deposit, and then we get a success message there at the top. It says funds deposited successfully, and then as you can see over there, we have 1.5 um, as our total accounts balance. And then if you check within the account itself, Olive Distributors, as you can see there, we have 1.5. So now um, let's just do another transaction. For example, let's say we want to do a payment. So if you click there, you're gonna, here is where you put in the account holder or the beneficiary. So let's just select one of these names. These are the names I was testing with before. So I'm going to say Aero Consultants. And then here we'll add an account number. So we can put in whatever a number, but let's just select one of these ones. So let's take that one. And then we're going to select which account we're going to be making the payment from. So obviously we have one. So we're going to select Olive. And then here we'll just add a reference. So I'm just going to say select the ones that we had. So obviously, so what we're gonna do now is make a payment, right? Let's just say we wanna make a payment of 500 bucks, and then from there on we say pay, and then it will tell you payment made successfully. And then if you check there, the amount is down by 500. And then obviously, if you check there, it shows you that we're down by 500. We now have 1,000 bucks within our account. All right, so at the top here we have dashboard, payment, and transaction history. So if you check within transaction history, here what happens is that this just tracks the various transactions that have been happening on the account. So obviously the first one was a deposit. As you can see there, the transaction type is deposit, and this is the amount that was deposited. And then obviously the source is going to be online because we are logged in online. And here it shows also if the transaction was successful. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another transaction. So as you can see, we only have $1,000 within this account. So I'm going to do another payment, and then this time I'll select let's just say olive oil suppliers. Let's just select one of these accounts, and then here we'll select obviously from the olive distribution accounts. The reference is, let's just say, uh, new this is for new stock or something like that. And then I'm going to try and pay with an amount that exceeds what we currently have within our account. So if I try to pay, it is then going to give me an error saying you have insufficient funds to action this payment. And then if you come back here at the top where it says transaction history, as you can see, it did log the transaction to show that it was a payment. The transaction type was payment. The amount was 1,100. It was done online. It failed due to the reason code is going to be insufficient funds. So at least we also do. There's also some implementation where it'll check whether or not you have sufficient funds to do the payment or whatever transaction you're trying to do. So all the transactions will be logged under this page, and then if you want to see payment history, so if you've done any payments on the payment history link, it'll show under here. So this only shows payments. It doesn't show anything else like deposits and withdrawals and all of that. So the payments, I only added this because obviously when you do a payment, you will need to see as to who you made the payment to, the account number, and what was the amount. Um, what you call it? Oh yeah, by the way, the payment also gets logged within this particular table to show that you did try to make a payment to this particular beneficiary, and then it failed because you tried to pay over what you call it. You didn't have sufficient funds to do the payment. So when it comes to payments, it also does log failed payments, not only successful ones. But in here, it logs all transactions, which is payments, deposits, withdrawals, and so forth. All right, so the other thing I wanted to show you was, okay, let's try and do a withdrawal, for example. So if as you can see, we only have $1,000. So if we do a withdrawal, we're gonna select the account we're doing it from. We only have one. So let's just say we're gonna do about $300 there. And if you click, as you can see, we only have $700 left. Withdrawal was successful. If you check in here, we do get and what you call it, we do have it logged, and it shows here withdrawal successful. Okay, so the other one is, okay, we did payments, we did deposit, we did withdrawal. So withdrawal will only work if you have multiple accounts. So even if I were to try this, for example, trying to transfer amounts from the same account, it's gonna fail because it's gonna give you an error message where you say you cannot transfer into the same account. Please choose a different account. So now what we can do is we can add another account, and we do that by clicking here where it says add account. And then in here we can just add, let's just say um, Sam's Bakery, right? We can then also turn this into a business account. We can say create, and then once it's created, it's gonna show up here. Like I said, it's a drop down menu, so obviously there's no money in there. And then if you want to do a transaction, we click transact, we select what we want to do, we're gonna say transfer, and then here it's gonna list all the accounts that you have, and so therefore we can now select we actually have to select this one because that one has no funds. So we're gonna transfer into Sam's Bakery, and then let's just say we want to transfer 250, and then as you can see, we have 250 in that account, and then we only have about 450 in this account. So like I explained, this section here shows the total amount of all the accounts, not just one. So what we can do now is we can say transact and then make another deposit. And then if you check, if I say, let's say $500, and we're going to transfer into Olive distributors again, funds now have been deposited successfully. But if you check, the amount is 1.2, but this one has the most, which is 950, and then this one is 250. So as you can see, what you call it, um, you can we can do all kinds of transactions depending on what we select here. And then again, in the transaction history, it will display as to what kind of transactions we've been performing. um, by the way, let's do another deposit within the Sam's Bakery account. So let's say we're gonna deposit um, $1,000, um, Sam's Bakery, and then deposit. Okay, now we have 1.2, which is 1,250, and then in here we have 950 still, right? So in the transaction history, as you can see, account name was Bank Sam's Bakery. It was a deposit. It was $1,000. It was successful, etc. All right. So basically, yeah, that's the project that we're gonna be working on. Once you click sign out, it'll show the message over there. The other thing I wanted to show was, okay, so down here we have the sign up option. It'll take you to the registration page. If you click sign in, it'll take you to the login. And then both pages have the back button. So if you click back, it just takes us to home. And then I also did implement some validations here. So if you try to register, it'll display validations here. I mean, error messages here. That will inform you what you need to satisfy the requirements and all of that. And so, yeah, you can't just try to submit the form and all of that. And again, I also um, did some validation. So if you didn't log in, as you can see, everything is done on the dashboard. So, but if you try to go to the dashboard without signing in, it's just gonna redirect you back to the login page. And yeah, so I think that's it. The only implementation regarding emails that I set up was just the registration part, where when you log in, you get an email notification um, to verify the account. I could have done an implementation where we we log all the transactions, but I just felt that it was just going to create some spam and all of that. So, but yeah, but you will also see how I implemented email notification within the application using Hmail Server and all of that. And so, yeah, that's what you will see. In any case, guys, that's the project. Hopefully, if you wanna, you'll see a lot of things within this project. The main thing I also wanted to focus on. So, if I were to show you, the main thing I wanted to focus on in within this particular project was actually repositories. So most of the database CRUD functionality is done within the repositories. The first Spring Boot project that I did, for some odd reason, I couldn't get this to work. So this time around, I did manage to get it to work. And so you will also see how we can do CRUD functionalities using repositories and all of that. So yeah, so yeah, that's basically, I think that's the last thing I needed to show you guys. So this is what we will be building in the upcoming videos, and I hope you guys will enjoy it and all of that. So that's it for the video. Again, for those of you who haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be seeing you guys within the next video. Right, cheers for now.